Hey, Taurus, Mel, Intuitive Coach here. Excited to bring in your quarter two reading for April, May, and June 2025. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, Taurus, welcome. Now, April kicks off your season towards the end of the month. And what I'm getting here for you as a key theme is new life. So this makes perfect sense as we've just shifted into the astrological New Year's. And for a lot of you that are sun sign Taurians out there, this is a new trip around the sun. This is a new opportunity to realign. And that's what I'm getting here for a lot of you. I feel like quarter two is all about realignment. It is about you taking a look at where you are at in your life, in your relationships, in your health, in your career, and saying, am I on track? Meaning, are there changes that need to take place in order for you to move forward here in the best possible way? And you actually have the Eight of Wands here. Now, the underlining energy for quarter two is, truth be told, and the Nine of Wands. Look at that. Nine of Wands showing up here. Nine of Wands can be overcoming obstacles. And I do see here, Taurus, that you've dealt with some obstacles. I mean, it's showing up as the Three of Swords in the month of April. But this is your advice. All right, the Three of Swords says that you have the ability here to see the truth of a situation, why something had occurred. Perhaps taking a look at the lessons, the deeper meaning behind your motives or the motives of a situation that has occurred in the past for you. And I just see here a lot of truth coming out. And it's interesting, Aries also received this card as well. So I feel quarter two on a global level is all about truths. It's all about things coming to the surface here and masks coming off where there are windows of opportunity. Look at the owl, which represents wisdom, but owls can also see through the dark. And there's a message here of trusting in the unknown. There's a message around trusting your intuition as we face some shadows ahead. And I see here that, it's important, card 14, it's important that you are patient and gentle and kind with yourself, but I'm also getting self-control over the next 3 months, control over your own mind, your own thoughts, your own reality here, because things may not be as they appear, right? Things may not be as they appear. And I feel like you are being asked to cut through the fluff. The Nine of Wands is a renewed sense of determination. It's reignited bravery that tells you, Taurus, that you can overcome any external hurdles that you faced. Now, starting you off, the month of April, you have new life. I mean, there is a part of you that is emerging. There's a part of you that is stepping into perhaps a new role or even a new identity. When the new life card shows up, this is a complete shift in perspective. And yes, it may certainly show up in your outer world, but I feel for a lot of you, this is something first that happens within you. You're starting to feel different. You're starting to pick up on the energies that are happening. You're really feeling the turnaround going on deep within your soul. And I feel like you're waking up to some sort of truth. That's why the truth behold is here. If you've been in denial or perhaps you've been going through the fog, I'm getting the moon card here and I haven't even looked to see what's all out here. But it feels like something has been hidden from view, or it just feels like opportunities may have been lacking, or, you had a difficult time kind of cutting through the fluff. I mean, the Nine of Wands comes in here and says, I have what it takes. I have what it takes here to go all the way, to persevere, to overcome despite what you've gone through in the past. So expect a new burst of momentum here in quarter two. Now, Taurus, your main energy for April is the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups here is opening your heart up. It is about you being vulnerable again. And for some of you, because your advice here is the Three of Swords, you've shut down your heart, or you felt like opportunities were eluding you. Like, where are they? Where's love? Where's everything I'm trying to manifest, to bring about? I've been doing the self-work. I've been doing the healing, but why isn't it showing up in my outer world? So I feel here that the Page of Cups, represented by little button bright, there's a ship that is in front of you. And it feels like you've been repairing your net. You know, there's an old saying that says when the ship isn't ready to sail, right, it goes home and repairs its net. And I feel like you had to repair something. You had to heal from a wound, or you had to work on a part of yourself in order for you to get back out there in the sea. And that's what's happening here, is you're opening back up because you've been emotionally and even spiritually reflecting on your divine path. And so this Page of Cups showing up for you in the month of April is playfulness. It is about childlike wonder, falling in love with life again. Yes, of course, this can represent a new relationship. It can represent a new job that inspires you, that's creative, that's fun, that brings you joy. But I feel like it's so much more than that. Those things are wonderful, yes, but this has to do with you falling in love with life again, Taurus, after a period of heavy reconstructing here. It feels like you've gone through a Three of Swords moment that kind of took you in a completely different direction than you thought. But you're getting back on track here because your blessing, your opportunity is the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands. And remember, you have the Nine of Wands, which is your underlining energy saying no matter what, you are determined to live and lead a new life. And right behind the Nine of Wands, bottom of the deck, we have the Death card. You're going through massive change, massive rebirth and transformation. So the Eight of Wands showing up here for you in the month of April can be travel. It can be relocating. It could be progress, right? Progress, not perfection. I feel like you're getting back to a point of aligning your chakras. I'm getting alignment of chakras because some of you, your sacral and your solar felt very misaligned, like you were missing out on the pleasures, the joys of life. You may have felt creatively blocked. You may have felt like you weren't able to manifest. You may have felt lack of confidence here, or you were lacking the momentum or the energy or the vitality to move forward here in a new direction. So again, the advice is don't let the pain hold you back any longer. This is your time to shine. This is your time to show up in the world in some way, to reactivate a part of yourself that has been lying dormant. Because oftentimes the Three of Swords, yes, it's a painful truth. It's separation, it's betrayal, it's grief, it's heartache. But this is about you moving on. This is about you moving on from that heartache and taking a look at any unresolved emotional pain that has caused that beautiful heart of yours to close off. Because there's a heart chakra activation. And I just mentioned the sacral and the solar, but that may be why the heart is now activated, because you had to heal something within those areas. And it feels like you're going up, right? It feels like you are going up and out. It's like an outward trend, outward spiral where you're going up and it's leading straight through the heart center here. But there's a new you that's emerging. and you're coming out, yes, a little bit timid, right? A little bit timid. You don't want to be naive to love. You don't want to completely just, wear your heart on your sleeve. But I definitely see here that you're open to whatever this new life is here for you. Now, some of you may be 39 years old, you may be 37 years old, or born on the 14th or the 18th. But I see here you waking up to a new path or a new beginning. And again, it almost looks like she's stretching after a long sleep. It reminds me of the movie Wizard of Oz because I'm using the Oz and Wonderland deck. It reminds me when those cute little cherubs or those little fairies awaken from the eggs, and they've been in a deep slumber and new life is emerging, right? It's springtime. It's, a vitality. It feels like you've been in a deep slumber. You've been in a deep sleep. And now you are coming up to a point where, everything is reawakening around you. And yes, it may even reawaken parts of your heartache. But I feel like you have this renewed sense of direction, which means that even if you are triggered, even if there are nostalgic memories coming up for you, Taurus, I don't feel like you're going to let that put you back to sleep in some way. I feel like you're not going to lie dormant any longer because your blessing here is the Eight of Wands. This is the second fastest moving energy in tarot after the Chariot, right? It is about you realigning with your path, with your purpose, and trust that that deep slumber that you were in, was all part of your growth. But now it's time for you to, put yourself back out there in some way. Now, in the month here of May 2025, you have Serendipity. I love this. It's also card 18. That's the moon. That can be illusions. It can be secrets. It can be things that are hidden. However, it feels like there's a hidden blessing. There's some sort of fortune or fortuitous moment that is coming up for you this month. Something you may not even see coming. I feel like this is about you trusting and listening to your intuition. I also am getting, for some of you, this is like a lucky break, or it feels like luck and fortune are on your side after, this wake up call in a way with this new life. I just feel like a lot of you, you're not going to see this coming, but it really is destined. It's fated. Now, the overall energy here is the Messenger. It's interesting because Aries also received the Messenger, and this is a very powerful card. It's actually a bonus major arcana that the author and creator of this deck, she had added in a couple of extra major arcanas, 4 of them. And this is card 22. And this is all about messages around truth, messages around your higher purpose, higher self. Some of you, it's going to be messages from your guides. This is evidence. I feel like some of you, it's going to be news that comes in through this system. I just heard through this system. Okay. Is this like a court system? Perhaps for some of you, if you've been going through an organization of some sort, it could be that you hear from the system. And for others of you, this could be that opportunity to grow and expand in your career. This could be an invitation that someone offers you in love. Okay, it could be a love invitation or a love offer. I'm also seeing here someone telling you how they feel. And it may surprise you because you may have had no clue that someone felt this way about you, or that someone perhaps wanted to work with you here. Because the Messenger showing up is saying something was hidden because it's showing up sideways. And I feel like there's words that come out of the blue, and it feels like it's lucky. All right. It could be something from the past that comes back around because you do have the 6 of Cups here. Now, this is the royal footman delivering a message to the king or queen. So a lot of you are going to be the receiver of this message. So pay attention. This could come in the form of, a letter in the mailbox. For others of you, it's going to be an email. It's going to be a call. So I feel like the message is strong this month, and it could even be a win. For some of you, you will win a prize, or you will even win like a basket. Some of you could win something quite significant here for you. Now, another message is pay attention to the words that you are speaking into existence. Pay attention to the words that you are using to create your reality. Pay attention to your self-talk is what this is reminding you of. Now, I'm also getting, if other people could be using their words to manipulate or persuade, this could also be global. And that's what I got in Aries reading as well. So there may be external messages or news that show up, but I feel like it's important for you to trust in you. Go within. That's why your advice here, your blessing, your opportunity is the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is the drink me vial. This is about confidence, being confident within your own soul self. And yes, there may certainly be some news that comes in because this is a blessing. So it doesn't matter that it came out here in reverse, because when it's showing up as a blessing, it means that, we're going to read it in the upright. This is a new love connection. It's a soul quenching renewal. It can be emotional fulfillment for you here in the month of May. And we are still in Taurus season until I think May 20th or so. So this is a really great time for you to feel the love and for you to nurture and take care of you. And some of you, I feel like you are not drinking the Kool-Aid, so to speak, meaning you're really taking a deep inventory in what's truly going on within yourself. And I feel like you're reclaiming your sense of power. This is about a soul-quenching renewal, Taurus. This is about curiosity and positivity and hope and bringing emotional balance back into your world. And it may feel like it's, it comes in at the least expected place where you feel like there's a burst of emotional momentum here, a burst of spiritual alignment. And I feel like you're going to embrace it, or at least that's the blessing here. Embrace the messages that come through because they may come through in unexpected ways. Now, the advice for you is the Six of Cups. Now, with the Six of Cups being the advice, this is important if you've hung on to any unhealthy past attachments, because oftentimes the advice can be the challenging aspect of the energy. And even though this is showing up in the upright, I feel like you've learned a lot about the past. You've learned a lot about perhaps your childhood. You may have done a lot of inner child work. Some of you, this has to do with your own children, or it has to do with reconnecting to a past energy, past person, second chances. But I feel like the advice here is, one, try not to romanticize. All right, try not to romanticize something, but keep your eyes wide open. That's why you have the truth be told. And for some of you, there may be an opportunity for you to see something for how it truly is. And I see that the Six of Cups here is to remind you that you have this part of you, this inner wonder, this childlike magic. And we tend to brush that off as we grow and mature and age. But I feel like you are being refueled with this magic. And it's showing up through serendipity, through synchronicity, being at the right place at the right time, because there are destined meetings. There's a destined hand of it's like a fated hand showing up here, and they're literally showing me a hand. So for some of you, this could be a helping hand. Oftentimes when I see the hand, that's my healing hands. But it could be some sort of support. Some of you, this has to do with a handshake or, a promise. Maybe it's a pinky promise that you've made to yourself a long, long time ago. So the advice here is to take what you've learned from the past and apply it to where you are going in this new beginning. But don't let the past drag you down. Don't let the past keep you sitting in that fear. And I often like to look at fear as sitting in your driveway, right? Let's say fear is buckled up in the driver's seat of your driveway. You know, if fear is the one that's in the driver's seat, you're not going to get out of that driveway because fear is going to give you 101 excuses why you should not leave the driveway, right? There's an accident down the road, or you're going to get a flat tire. There's going to be a detour. You're not going to like where you go. Timing is going to be off, or it's going to fail. You know, whatever excuse fear tends to give us. But when you accept that fear is part of the human journey, but you tell fear to get in the back seat, buckle up, you can come along for the ride, but you're leading with your inner compass, your spiritual soul self. And that's what I see you doing here, is reawakening that part of yourself here that's fearless. Think of that childlike energy. You know, children are fearless because they're not afraid of falling and getting up again, because they have that part of them, that trust. And you may have had a part of you where trust was broken in some way, and that may have caused you to fear. It may have caused you to sit in the driveway for some time. Again, kind of going to sleep here, lying dormant for a while, not moving, or not going anywhere. It feels like you're stuck in a repeat cycle of Groundhog's Day. And that's why in the month of June 2025, you have the never-ending story. This is about you making some very, very powerful choices. And wow, as I look at your tarot cards, this is a big month. I mean, quarter two. Well, maybe quarter three as well, because I see you wrapping up a cycle. Now, quarter two, June, is about you breaking out of the driveway, right? This is about you saying, all right, I have been sitting here, repairing my sails. I have been working on my self-development. I've been doing the healing work. I've been embracing my spiritual journey. And even though it doesn't look like there's been a lot going on in the outer world, oh boy, there's been a lot going on in your inner world, Taurus, and you're going to start to see evidence of it. The never-ending cycle, card 37, is about you choosing a new path, a new route, a new direction, because you've graduated. Your main theme for the month is the world. The world is the looking glass. Something is being reflected back to you with the looking glass. And when the world shows up here, this is about enlightenment. You have been enlightened here. And it has to do with some sort of inner truth. There's your window of opportunity. All right. You've shattered perhaps through the glass ceiling in a way. You've shattered some sort of illusion that may have been part of that dream state, or part of that fog period that I keep seeing here for you. It's like you went through a period of fog, but you kept going. And this is you completing a major journey. And for some of you, it may have even felt like there's been delayed gratification. But this is saying the world is your oyster. This is about you breaking out of the driveway, breaking out of, the shoreline, because you've been fixing those sails. You've been working on your confidence and telling fear to take a hike. Right? Sit in the back seat. I got places to go. I got people to meet. I got a life to live. And the world here is about freedom. It's victory. It could even be global travel for some of you in the month of June. This is a very big travel card. Some of you may be getting married or hear news of marriage. For others of you, graduation. Maybe you have a child that is graduating here, either high school or college. This is a big, big month. And your blessing, your gift, your opportunity is the High Priestess. The High Priestess here is all about intuition, and it's Cancerian energy, which kicks off in the month of June. So I love that the High Priestess is here because she is all about spiritual insight. And for a lot of you, you have embraced, or you are embracing your spiritual gifts. You're trusting your intuition. And by trusting your intuition versus fear, right? That's what you're leading forward in, is your intuitive nudges, your true soul self here. That's the gift. A lot of you are healers of some sort, mystics, psychics, visionaries. You may be taking classes in the month of June or graduating from a class here. Perhaps this is a workshop. You could be a teacher. You could be, being guided to learn more because you're waking up to this deeper part of your soul's path. And you had to get through this stuff of the past, this Three of Swords. You had to get through that. And it's required a lot for you to open back up and come back to that place of childlike wonder, magic, innocence, and vulnerability. But I see here you realigning and reawakening that part of yourself. I'm getting emergence, right? Emergence, not emergency, where you've been in the past. It feels like 911 energy, like help, I'm stuck in this. But it's going from emergency to emergence, like being able to rise up here and really shed those old fears, the old pain. And there's a new you coming out here because there's a new perspective. You have the Hanged Man. This is your advice. The advice here is the Hanged Man in reverse. It is about letting go of the old beliefs. This is a brink, not just a brink of awakening. You've been in this brink of awakening here for the prior 3 months is what it looks like. For some of you, it even started at the beginning of the year. But I feel like this is a complete perspective where you're letting go. You're letting go. You're surrendering to the divine plan, to your spiritual path here. After a bit of a hang up, after a bit of, again, tending to something that needed repairing over here. And I feel like the Hanged Man as your advice is a complete surrender to your intuition. I mean, this is a big quarter for you, especially when you have these 3 major arcanas in the month of June. This is the buildup. So in the month of April, you see that as we kick off Taurus season, there's something shifting within you, within your heart. And you're opening up here with this Page of Cups. You're reawakening a part of your heart space here, part of your own intuitive guidance, your own inner childlike wonder and magic. And you're going to see something very, very, beautiful, very fortunate happening here for you in the month of May. Pay attention to the messages that come through. And then in June, here you are breaking out of the pattern, the cycle, whatever has been on repeat for you. And for a lot of you, it has to do with the monkey mind. It has to do with a perspective here. It has to do with fear sitting in the driver's seat of your life. Wow, Taurus, your eyes are wide open here. Eyes wide open. Truth be told, this is about you aligning your energy to authenticity and really embracing your own integrity, your values, and your beliefs. And it feels like you've worked so much on your confidence, but also about you being the best authentic version of yourself, where you live and lead from truth. And if anything is deceptive or deceiving, that's what you are leaving that behind, including your own lies, the lies that we tell ourselves, the lies that we've been told, the lies that we feed into, that we start to believe. That's what you're breaking out of. And you're seeing the window of opportunity shining bright. That's what I'm getting here. So let's get a couple of final messages here. These are quotes from people all around the world, both alive and that have crossed. Now, Taurus, if you would like to be entered into the free monthly reading giveaway, where I draw one winner around the first of the month and post right back here on the community tab. So please make sure you've hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. All you need to do is drop your favorite quote, saying, or phrase in the comment section below. Your favorite phrase, quote, or saying, or even if it's something we're about to read here, drop it below. I'll enter you into the free reading giveaway. All right, Taurus, believe in the magic within you. Oh my goodness, you can't make that up. Believe in the magic within you, for even in the darkest moments, you possess the power to conjure your own light. Yes, there's that magic. There's that childlike wonder that's kicking off, April. Believe in your own magic, because as we navigate through life and we have experiences shape us and we have pain shape us, we tend to lose that spark. And I feel like you're reawakening. You've been through the dark here. Now you are embracing the light, your own light. I love that. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. Well, there is that 9 of Wands that we see here, represented by the White Knight. He is prepared. He's prepared. He's gone through battle, but there's this part of him that's reemerging. And even if you fell off the bike here, right, you're getting right back on and you're going to move forward here through the fog. Keep moving. You have within you right now everything you need to deal with whatever the world throws at you. That's a quote by Brian Tracy, and you have the world showing up here in your reading. So because you have not only the world, but you have that 9 of Wands, whatever is going on in the world, which we're going through unprecedented times, right? This is going to make history. 2025, I feel, will go down in the history books. And whatever is showing up that may be impacting your professional, your personal, your financial world, you have everything you need to deal with it. All right. And I see that there is a part of you, you've been preparing. So again, even though you may feel like you were in a deep sleep or slumber, you're waking up to some sort of truth. And lastly, you are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop. Rumi. All right, that's beautiful. We were talking about the ocean earlier. This is all about perspective, right? We have that Hanged Man here. And for some of you, you were feeling like you were just a drop. Like, just a drop. It's just me. How can I make a difference? Or what can I do? I don't stand out. But when you see it from the perspective of you are the entire ocean in this drop, it shifts everything. It means that you're really stepping into that high priestess energy, that you are a spark of the divine that is living and through this human experience at this time. It's not the other way around. You are recognizing something deep within that is building up confidence moment after moment, day after day. And I just feel like your perspective is shifting to a point where you may be unrecognizable, Taurus, to some. But that's not a bad thing, because what I've been getting here for the last month or so is identity. And oftentimes you'll hear that people are going through an identity crisis. What about an identity awakening? It's pivotal that we do not stay attached to certain roles, certain identities that we've played out. Why is that pivotal? Because we are meant to evolve. We are meant to shift those roles that we play. And sometimes our whole identity is wrapped up in a certain role, and it just feels like there's a new part of you that is shifting, which means you're going to see the outer world shifting for you. And you're going to get out of some sort of rat race or some form of pattern or situation that has caused you to feel less than, right? To feel less than. Big quarter for you, Taurus. If this resonates, please do hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and hit that bell if you haven't already. And of course, please do drop your favorite quote, saying, or phrase in the comment section below, and I will enter you into the free reading giveaway. Thank you so much for tuning in today, Taurus. Lots of love.